too, dude. Megan Fox might be there. Who
Drinking
knows?
blood.
Yeah, that's what they do.
On
A couple
stage.
vampires, a couple of adorable vampires, those two. And a whole lot more. Tons of acts all day for 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. Don't miss out because the beach is filling on up. You can purchase your tickets now at OdysseyBeachFestival.com. Are you excited about that, Jennifer? Are you going to the Beach Fest?
I'm definitely gonna go. Try to find me or don't. Just
Or
have
don't.
fun.
I'm
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm on a hard maybe of going. I don't know yet. I either could go or I could go to UFC on Saturday.
Well, then go Sunday.
It's in Orlando.
Oh.
That's a packed weekend, J-Fig. I got, I feel like I'm either going to go to Saturday's show or go to UFC, and then I got to watch the Dolphins on Sunday. Sundays is football.
Oh man, you're right.
I gotta watch the Mike McDaniel revenge game. That's got to happen for me.
Sure.
So I don't know. This is a tough.
That's a very tough one. Actually, I was just thinking about going on Saturday because my favorite band is going to be there. So
Who is your favorite band?
well, one of my favorite bands is the Maine.
The who?
The Maine. It's like the state. The Maine. Maine.
Oh, like Maine?
Maine.
They are the Maine.
They are the Maine. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm excited for them. Also, beach weather is going to be there too.
That's their name?
That's their name.
Beach weather.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Tobin is
remember. That's
confused
the
by all
name. Yeah,
these
because I'm
names.
kind of.
All right. Well, all right.
Yeah, it's beach weather. They used to be called the Rocket to the Moon. Then they changed. The guy
Name
went
change.
solo.
Whoa.
And now they are beach weather. I'm
There
very
you go.
excited.
All right. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to go. I feel like I kind of want to go to UFC. I don't know.
Who's fighting?
Kevin Holland
Ooh.
and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson are the main event, which
Yeah.
is going to be a
Nice.
banger. They're both going to join us this week, too.
Oh,
which I'm
excellent.
excited about.
Nice. And
Kevin
it's-
Holland, have your hand on the dump button. Just
Will do.
FYI.
Will do for sure. Even though you're the one recently who I had a
Well, it's fair. I mean, I didn't mean to. Just got a little impassioned about the last UFC pay-per-view card.
So
It
this
was-
is the first time in a long time it's been in Florida, right?
Yeah, they had there was one in Jacksonville
Yeah.
earlier this year, but I mean, it's barely Florida.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Basically Georgia.
What is that place?
Which, I mean, what a boring state to drive through.
Wow.
Just saying.
It really is.
No, it's true.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a boring state to drive through.
Yeah, it
Trust
is.
me, I just did it.
Huh.
North Carolina, gorgeous.
Yes.
North Carolina, that's a state to drive through.
Mhm.
South Carolina,
I mean, didn't you
whatever.
have like a good time driving through there? You
South
ran into
Car-
some nice things.
dude, South Carolina. I went and I stopped at this rest stop, and they have a sign on the door that was very descriptive on how you should poop, because
I did see that.
it said proper way.
Yeah.
2 cheeks on the porcelain. And then the improper way, which I don't think unless you are part skunk, I don't know who is doing it this way, but it was no cheeks on the porcelain, spraying a lot of projectile out of one's cheeks.
There was a lot of splatter on that picture.
A lot of splatter.
Like they've seen that before, and they had to do a very vivid
Yeah.
photo just
So many
to make
times.
sure they knew.
They're like, yeah, we need a sign.
Yeah.
I guess.
happens
Was
too
it
much.
close to south of the border?
Oh, I like that place.
I don't. It wasn't close to anything, J-Fig. It was in the middle of nowhere,
Because if
quite
it was
frankly.
close to that place, it would make a lot of sense
I
why
don't
that
know.
was there.
I don't know, but they're very, very descriptive in South Carolina on how to use the bathroom.
Very strange.
But man, it was good to be back there. Yesterday was a nice day because I just sat on my ass, just watched sports all day. I
Nice.
just 2 cheeks on the
Yeah,
couch.
early Heat game. I like that.
Oh,
Yes.
Heat game.
Yep.
I did Heat game. I did Dolphins game. Did a porpoise pod
Mm-hmm.
right into the Heat game.
Yeah.
It was a beaut.
You were active on the tube also.
What
Saw
do you
you
mean?
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
well,
Yeah.
that's just a back to back. So it's just like the Dolphins win was interesting because like couldn't have been a better first half. It was awesome.
Complimentary football.
That team sucks. The Texans,
For sure.
they're a bad team.
Felt bad for them at a certain point.
No, they reap what they sow.
Did you?
I did. I felt bad for Laramie Tunsil. He was-
Oh yeah, well we
dropping
should have honored him.
passes.
He should have joined the Ring of Honor at halftime.
Yeah,
Like
for
we
sure.
can all agree on this. This man is a legend.
yeah.
He is in a lot of ways. Laramie Tunsil smoked a gas mask bong.
Yeah.
And from that bared the fruits of this team.
Wow.
You know,
Look at that.
butterfly effect.
Mhm.
Except it's like a bongerfly effect. That's
at
what's
that.
going on there, dude.
I think that's a point.
Thank you. It trickled down, and now here we are
For Tobin!
with the MVP of the league, Tua Tagovailoa, slinging that pigskin to anybody he chooses.
Wow.
They said he can only throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Well, how about River Craycraft for your ass?
Yep.
How about Durham Smythe?
Yep.
Did you see the elusiveness on that touchdown?
Wow.
The moves, the
His
shiftiness.
elusiveness.
I was told this guy couldn't move like that.
Yep.
You were lied to. You were lied to by heretics like Chris Sims, who resides in hell, who told you things like Davis Mills was a better quarterback
Oh my God.
than Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
That Mac Jones was a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa. And I got to tell you, here's the thing. They wiped the floor with them in that first half. I didn't think Tua played his A+ game.
Yep.
He didn't even want to give him an A+ game. You know what he did? Gave him a fighting chance.
Yep.
He's like, this is too easy. Every pass is a completion. You know what? Let's get Morstead doesn't get to play. Let's throw a couple incompletions. My guy Morstead, let him get a kick in. Because that's leadership.
So nice of him.
He's
That's
also
leadership.
very nice.
He is very nice. You know, I bet at one point Tua was the guy who was like, everybody's got to play on the Pop Warner team. And so Morstead's just sitting here. He never gets to punt. And so he threw a couple passes high. You know he could have made those throws. You know that. You know he could have made those throws. And then, the point of the broadcast yesterday. Need to gather myself.
Wow.
When
Sorry,
they
I
talked
heard the
about
button.
the story of Tua Tagovailoa looking in the mirror last year and asking himself, do I suck? My heart dropped a little bit. I said, look what they did to our boy. Look what you did, Flo. You made him so sad. And you were doing it for 2 years between you and Chan Gailey and your 9 offensive coordinators and Ryan Fitzpatrick. And you're not free of this either, Stephen Ross. With your wandering eyes over to Deshaun Watson. And he looked in the mirror and he said, do I suck? I was like, wow.
That's heartbreaking.
Look at they took the joy of this game out of him. A man who everybody wanted to tank for, who we delighted for on draft night. Maybe I spoiled it. I don't think I did.
You did.
Some say that I did.
I think you did.
But you did.
But do you remember how happy we were the night he got drafted?
Yeah.
Yep.
They sucked like joy vampires.
Wow.
Lynched into his neck and sucked the joy out of it. True Blood style.
Wow.
Brian Flores is a joy vampire. That's what he was.
Dang.
And then, out of nowhere, a quirky, smart football guru who also just seems to be a really decent guy.
I'm a big snack time guy.
He comes here and he gives Tua. Do you want to give him, J-Fig? You want to know what he gave him?
I think I know, but I want you to tell me.
Marcos, you want to know what he gave Tua?
I'm positive I don't know. I need you to tell me.
Leroy, are you back from pooping?
Leroy.
You want to know what Mike McDaniel gave Tua? He gave Tua a highlight reel. 700 highlights. Wow. Not 100. That would have been nice.
Mhm.
200. Amazing.
Yep.
Imagine doing 300 highlights.
I don't know.
700 highlights of Tua being amazing.
Off less than a season. He hasn't even played a season.
700 highlights.
Wow.
That's
And he
beautiful.
says, this is you. I don't know if that was the direct quote they said to him, but
Yeah.
that's what he gave him. A gift.
More or less.
He reminded him of what he is, not what they told him he was. And what would Socrates say to that?
What would Socrates?
The only thing you know is that you know nothing.
The only thing that he knows is that he knows nothing.
And what Tua was told by these charlatans, these carnival barkers, like Brian Flores, like Chris Sims, like Chan Gailey, not to the was you're no good. You stink. Wow. And that's all Tua knew.
How could they say that to the MVP?
How could they say that? How could you be so wrong? How could the Texans look at themselves yesterday and they got Kyle Allen slinging that pill and they didn't even want him in Deshaun Watson trade talks last year? They said, nah, thanks. We're good. How do you look now, idiots?
Throwing
Carved
a lot
up.
with the deep balls, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
happy Tua was having fun.
I'm happy he's having fun too. And you want to know something? He's about to have fun in his favorite time of year, J-Fig.
That's true.
Christmas. Because he loves Christmas.
He's about to be very jolly.
And you want to know what he's being, guess what? he's Secret Santa this year. And he's given out a lot of gifts. And here's the spoiler. They're all ass kickings for everybody. This one coming up is for Mike McDaniel, revenge game. That's his Secret Santa to the 49ers and ass kicking. His next Secret Santa is to Justin Herbert, Fugazi prodigy, who they said, generational mistake the Dolphins made, taking Tua over this guy. What has he done other than yesterday? Really good comeback win. But what has he done, Justin Herbert? He's no Tua. Gonna kick his ass. And then the coup de grace, the grand present, goes to those bums in Buffalo. Because not only is he going to gift him an ass kicking, but he's also going to gift them bad weather so they can actually deal with some elements because they're cowards. Too hot, don't want to play. Too cold, don't want to play. Bunch of bubble boys up there. So get ready, dude, because Tua's packing up his sleigh, all right? And he's got a couple of reindeer leading the charge. Cheetah and Waddle. And they're guiding his sleigh right to the top of the AFC East, right to the top of the AFC, and right to the Super Bowl, dude. All because Mike McDaniel gave him 700 highlights. 6 geese a laying, 700 highlights, and he's going to have 5 mother bleeping gold rings by the end of his career.
I love Christmas.
That was beautiful. I think you should make a cut. Minutes.
I was actually talking to Glenn because you're not going to believe this. You're going to get mad at me because I know I just took a vacation, but I got hit with jury duty. I got to do jury duty next week.
Whoa.
Wait. Hold on. First of all,
Mhm.
you got hit with jury duty a while ago. They don't send it 2 weeks in advance. You
Dude, they
forgot
did.
yourself.
No, I swear to God, that's what I found shocking about it. They sent it to me. I got it in the mail. No joke. A week before I went to Tennessee. So they gave me like 3 weeks notice.
All right.
It was like nothing. I was like, that's kind of quick. And then I was going to do like, should I delay it? But I was like, I guess a rando Wednesday is the best. Just get it out of the way.
Oh, but guess what sucks?
Mm.
I'll move my thing around.
What thing?
My Cleveland hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm moving around.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to be good to have Leroy back. So big takeaways yesterday, Leroy. Dolphins, like it was a stomping in the first half, a very ugly second half where they had, they rested Tua and
You think they pull? Here's my first question. This is the only question I have, and I'm wondering if somebody asked it. Did you pull Tua too soon? Because it was like damn near right after halftime.
It was dicey. Like, well, here's the thing. I get it because he got lit up. Like Tua hadn't been sacked in 2 weeks. He got seemingly every time he snapped the ball, he had somebody right in his face popping him. You were up 30-0. And I understand naturally the coach going, well, I don't have my star left tackle. This seems kind of stupid. There's no way the team we're facing right now can score 31 points. It's not possible by the end of this game. So I definitely had like feelings of nerves at certain points because it seemed to be kind of like Kyle Allen got hot. Skylar Thompson was terrible and they couldn't block anybody. So I certainly was like, this seems like it's getting a little dicier than it needs to be. And Lovie Smith really wasn't helping his team either because I don't know why he was going for 2 and punting down. Why was he punting down 15 with 5 minutes left? He's playing a ball possession game. Like, Lovie, you're 1-9. I don't understand this. So got a little assist from Lovie Smith, but I get what you're saying. It was a weird scenario, but
keep in mind, you have to understand how I'm viewing the game. Right? So I'm viewing the game and I see Tua's out, Skylar Thompson's in.
Right.
Right? Or they say Tua, they've already taken Tua out. Like they made it out because it was 30-0. So that's how I don't know what was going on during the course of the game.
It was.
I don't
Here's
know
what
what
happened.
led to that. I just know that they were up 30-0. Didn't look like anything was going to happen. So they took 2 out. I didn't know that Armstead was hurt. I didn't know.
Yeah,
You see, I didn't know all these things.
Yeah, he was getting smacked around, dude. It was scary because remember, there was this one hit that he took in the first half where he got bent like Neo. Like it was. Everybody was very scared. Like what? Like oh man, Tua just got folded up like a chair. But he got up. He spiked the ball. They got a field goal, so they went up 30-0 going into the half. And then Armstead, they said, Armstead's out. He's got a pec thing, which NFL Network's reporting is a strain, not a tear. But it's very vague. Like they're not saying how. Apparently, he's played with it before, but it was enough, probably where they're thinking, all right, let's see if we can last without him. But Brandon Shell was not good.
This is all, in all honesty, the hardest things to determine how long it's going to be, or muscle strains, or tears, or hammies and stuff like that, because you don't know how bad it is. And you don't know how you're going to respond to, starting to run again. If it's going to make it worse or is it going to heal? So you always play this like big tissue game, hoping that you don't have a setback, which is very easy to do if you're just not paying attention.
Yeah. So I think the biggest concern everybody has out of it, because it felt like this hasn't been an issue all year. Everybody's been happy with the offensive line, but now he's hurt. And also, they brought Austin Jackson back, and they started him at right tackle, and the line just didn't look the same. They didn't have any run game.
Right.
They didn't have. They just did. Even before Armstead got hurt, Tua had a couple. He had to do some elusive moves. He had to do some fancy footwork to elude pressure, to avoid their pass rush. So, there's also people not just worried about the Armstead injury, which is obviously the most critical thing, but like, did they screw up a good thing by putting Austin Jackson back in there? Because they seem like they had it all figured out and had one of their most complete games against Cleveland. And now all of a sudden you're kind of worried about where it's at. So I think though it was a thorough beating that they put on him.
You have questions.
I think people come out of that like, all right, did we screw up a good thing here? Did we screw up?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Your offensive line could be better if Austin Jackson was playing right tackle, but it still takes a moment for him to gel with the left guard, right? I mean, the right guard, to figure out, how we're going to do this, how we're going to combo block this, how long do I have to hold on before I leave? Right. That's just a natural process.
And
both
Tua and McDaniel both took blame for the offensive line because they said they put him in bad positions with play calling and
because
I don't know if that's them covering for him, but people are naturally concerned about it.
Here's what happens. When everything is going good, there's things you don't pay attention to. When things are going terrible, you try in every scenario. So I never thought, we never, ever, ever really worked with any different offensive lines during the course of a season, right? Like there's guys, you have 1 or 2 guys that can play multiple positions on the front line. You hope that, they get it, but they don't really ever take any reps. So when you get into a game, if you got to make these changes, these guys know how to play that position, but they're just not up to game speed because they haven't done it. And so, I mean, imagine this. Imagine you're going to tell somebody like, Austin Jackson, you're going to go in that right tackle. Well, if Teron Armstead gets hurt, you're going to move Austin Jackson to the left tackle and put Snell over. Is it Shell?
It's Shell.
Shell
is terrible.
Shell.
Shell looked good at right tackle. Shell did look good at right tackle. The games they played left.
But that's what I'm saying. When you start just filling holes, you're not game planning or putting guys at there, you're just filling that hole. So there's a lot of that. So I could understand why Tua and, because you go as a quarterback, you go in there, the quarterback's not thinking, oh, I can't do this because this guy isn't going to protect me. That's up to the coach, to not, and then Tua has to know, maybe I can't check to this exotic blocking scheme. This guy's been here for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so when you game plan, you can put that into it. But when you just randomly do it, it's a different situation.
Yeah. So that's the only, like, the first half, it was, the offense, they had a couple of drives where they were humming along, and then all of a sudden there'd be like a bunch of incompletions in a row. I surmised that Tua just wanted to get Morstead some punting work. He had been a little bit rusty. So it was very nice of Tua to do that. But what came back was the turnovers. The turnovers were huge because you had Von Ginks, big interception, which basically set up an easy touchdown for Jeff Wilson on the next run. And then Eric Rowe, he hit this tight end so hard and popped out, scoop and score from Xavier Howard. So that was cool to see. It was good to see the turnovers come back for him. Because what did it say, Marcos? Was it October 7th or week 7? Was it week 7 was the last interception for this team? So it's been 5 weeks.
Yeah, but that's why it's so random. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be a team that turns the ball over, but you can't rely on that from year to year.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was dude, the first half was a thorough beatdown. And then the second half was kind of like a lot of angst because Tua was getting crushed. Then they took him out. Then all of a sudden the Texans kind of got rolling because it kind of felt like the Dolphins defense took their foot off the gas. And, it wasn't dicey, but it was like Joe Philbin queasy. It was like, I don't like the way this is ending. Let's just get to the and I'm sure every Dolphin fan can attest to this. It was the longest second half of all time. It's like, let's just get to the end of this.
Here's the problem. When you have a big lead, same thing happens in basketball. You ever notice how long that third quarter is?
Oh,
it is so long. Third quarters are the longest quarters in the history of basketball. I'm like, damn, what time what time did the second half kick off?
Well, I'll let you guys know, going on right now, Brazil and Switzerland are going on in they have a soccer game going on in a big tournament. Perhaps you have heard of it. I can't say what it is during this, but you guys can join Solana, our friend Miho from Power 96, and Inter Miami's Chris McVeigh right now at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sports Bar. They are watching this game, and go check it out. Say hi to them, and that is sponsored by Coca-Cola. So check that on out. Right now, it is what the kids call 0-0. We call that in this show Willie 0-0. 30th minute.
I mean, are they gonna throw donut up the whole World Cup?
I don't know.
I've been seeing a lot of those.
When's Team USA? Team USA is tomorrow against Iran?
Yes. I'll just say yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me
you
check.
have no
Sometimes
idea.
I
know they're playing Iran. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow.
So they're gonna have zero. Right now they have 0 point differential.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to win. It's a winner. It's a winner. Go home for Team USA
tomorrow. Iran 2:00, just like you said.
There we go.
So they could go undefeated and not make it.
Yes, soccer.
See,
but if they win tomorrow, they're in.
Correct.
Nice.
So here's the deal. And here's what bothers me about this stupid sport.
Whoa, take it easy, man.
It's not a stupid sport. No, I enjoy watching it at times.
Sometimes
the stakes have to be World Cup or Olympics. I'm not just watching or the Pinks. I watch the Pinks. But here's the problem. There's too much on the line for a damn tie.
I'm with you.
Right? Like why we gotta wait until the knockout stages to do shootouts and all that stuff?
I don't know.
Like you got no.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some soccer fans shaking their fist at the radio right now, being like, "You guys don't know." And he's right. I don't. But
I guess I know one thing. I don't want to invest 2.5, 3 hours of my time for a 0-0.
I mean, you almost invested a lot of your time for 17-17 yesterday.
Let me tell you, thank God there's other things to do at that stadium. I was perusing all of the suites. They gave me a band. I said, where can I go with this? Wherever you want.
Oh, that's good.
When the skunk was on the field, I was walking across around the bottom of the field looking for Michigan people. Because here's this. You know what, Tobin? I'm going to apologize to you.
Really?
I always got on you about the little kids with the Golden State. You know, they come into FTX or whatever it's called now.
Yep.
And they got their Golden State, but they live in Miami. You should have saw how many Tom Brady uniforms. Michigan, Tom Brady, Michigan, Tom Brady, Patriots.
Wow.
I was like, no. He's like, go blue. I said, you don't go blue me with that shirt on here.
Bandwagon.
No. Go blue denied.
Wow.
Yes. So
We can-
I was like, you know what? And then after the game, while I was counting receipts, I saw those jerseys. I said, oh, Tom Brady, you look so sad.
It's great, right?
Hey, look, I learned from the best. I was trolling anything with scarlet and gray on.
I love it.
I saw a lady with a little pendant. I said, that pendant ain't small enough. I can see it.